I've lived in my head most of my life. Or rather, I had two different states. One was me living fully in the head, and then I ran a couple of experiments where I tried to live in my body. And the funniest part is that neither of these two is a good way to approach life. I'm the kind of person who has a lot of thoughts and who sees and notices a lot of things in the world and pretty much in anything else. So wherever I am, I notice it in people, I notice it in the places I visit, I notice it on the internet, or in social media, in videos and movies, anywhere. And I can always deconstruct things, whatever it is, and understand how whatever it is, how it's working, and what could be improved, and how it can be made better, etc., etc. And that's very useful and practical when it comes to doing your job or running your business or doing pretty much anything in the human built system that we live in, right? The economy, the markets, anything that humans have built, the technology. But there's this very common point of view that you somehow should not be in your head and that you should be in your body. And it sounds good, right? Because all of us can relate to what being in the head actually is and how it actually feels like. So we kind of want to do the opposite. It's like, if you go to the sauna or if you go to just some hot country and then there's an ocean or there's a pool, you kind of want to jump there because you've been like hot and now you want to feel colder. And same the other way around. And that's why also it feels so enjoyable to eat after having fasted for extended period of time. And why it doesn't feel enjoyable to eat continuously without stopping, without having fasted window. So we all wanted and tried to get into our body. And that's what all the self-development millionaire YouTubers and other people who have large presence on the internet, that's what they have been advising. It's like, hey, basically the advice sounds like, hey, if you don't have a house, just get a house. And that's it. That's the essence of the advice. Like understanding it would actually help, like change something and help a person somehow. And so we all have tried to get into our bodies. But the reality is, if somebody is smart, right, if their mind is so powerful that it craves improving everything around him or her and learning something new and building systems and analyzing the data, analyzing the experiences you've been through, we kind of need to use that, right? It's not like it's some kind of a defect, like a debuff in video games, which is like a shortcoming. It's not. And if we just go into our bodies, we can lose track of that. It works for some people, but it's mostly the people that don't really have big problems in being in their body. Maybe occasionally, for a week they get into their head, and then they're like, oh, I need to get into my body, and so they go, I don't know, just have a, sunbathe, or go to a massage, or have sex, or whatever. But we are not that kind of people. Like, we are constantly in our head, like continuously. It's our normal habitat. It's like we're like a fish that's in the water that's being told to fly. It doesn't make sense. And I really want to stress that powerful minds need to be exercised. They need to be applied somewhere, and luckily we live in the world, especially if we live in the, I wouldn't call it developed countries, because it's like a very, let's say, a trademarked term that was coined by a particular, I don't even know which organization. But people who live in countries where there are free markets and where there is access to opportunities, at least more or less. I'm not just talking about the United States or, Great Britain. You can even have access to certain things in Serbia, for example, right, or Argentina. So it's a good world where we can apply our minds, and in various different ways. The technology helps. There are jobs where people can use their minds. We can use our minds to design our life better. We can use our minds to learn at a much higher pace and to unlearn. We can go out, do something, come back, analyze, see what works, see what didn't work, unlearn what doesn't help us, learn what helps us. Then we keep doing that, iterating and repeating until we achieve our goal. And after having achieved the goal and having rewarded ourselves and taken some time off, we set a new goal. And so now we need to unlearn and relearn again, learn something new. And the advice of getting to the body just sounds like you have to always be there, when in reality, getting into our body is just a reward for being in our head and resolving the whatever it is we consider to be an obstacle, a shortcoming, a disadvantage of whatever it is that we see. It could be in our personal life, it could be at our job, it could be, in like business space, it could be while doing a freelance job, seeing that those businesses or those people, they need that kind of solution because they have those kind of obstacles. That's what powerful minds can do. And after we have achieved our goal and resolved the obstacle, that's when we can get into our body. But I have been living for months twice during my adulthood, and I also did it when I was a kid, because at a certain part of my childhood I was very sociable, and it didn't work if I was doing it for too long. Like, it has to be boxed in. But the other very fascinating thing, that it's not enough just to want to be in our body, because people with powerful minds quite often cannot enjoy being in our body without other people. We're mostly talking about sex here, of course, but it also applies to a more masculine way of being in our bodies, which could be boxing, it could be wrestling, it could be anything, even swimming, right, or going to the sauna. But sex is just the best example of it. That's when you fully get into your body, because if you don't get into your body, you're not really doing sex. You're just imitating. Sex is completely about the body. And for that we need another person. Not just to have sex, but to complement us, because we kind of experience life through that person, and we get into our body through them, that it's like a show that we are participating in actively. We may not have the ability to get into our body or to enjoy being in our body to the fullest without another person. And that's fascinating. And during my adulthood, whenever I was trying to get into my body, first time I think it was either 5 or 6 months, I don't remember exactly. I think it was 5 months. And the second time it was 3 months. And when I did it the first time, which was the first time in a lot of years, maybe in a decade, it sounded like a dickhead, right? What I said, in a decade. That was the first time I did it. So after 3 to 4 months, I've had enough of being in my body. So I was fully enjoying life. I was meeting a lot of girls that I liked on the street, in the clubs, being an introvert, doing things that I couldn't believe I could do. And it was the best experience of my life. It's hard to explain, and I can't even explain it emotionally right now, because it's been quite a long time ago when I was doing it for such a long period of time that I can fully embody it and then communicate it with my emotions very powerfully, right? But it's been maybe 6 or 7 years ago, and ever since there was another period when I did it for 3 months, and 3 months was enough for me. So it was like a lot already. I didn't want to do it more. So it's good to get into our body, but it's not good to constantly be there if we have powerful minds, because we start to wither. Because we have this powerful machine that we are not using. Some people are very powerful physically, right? That they just want to constantly do something, right? Like physically, they want to move, they want to go here, they want to go there, they want to like exercise in the gym 3 times a day, you know, like Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm listening to his book right now for the second time, Total Recall, and having my own total recall of how I was feeling in my body. But I was in my head, and I am in my head most of my time, and it's not a shortcoming. The question is not about where to be in our head or in our body. The question is about being either in our head or in our body at the right point of time, doing the right things. Just like having sex could be enjoyable and unenjoyable if it's a wrong person. Same thing, being in our head could be unenjoyable if we use this powerful mind to achieve things, or to do things, or to think about things, or to learn things. That is not something that our core wants, that our spirit wants. And then we get these psychosomatic problems, because our mind is trying to tell us, to tell our body, it tries to help us to get into our body through pain, that we are doing something wrong, we're learning something wrong, we are working on something wrong, you know, whatever it is that we do is wrong. So it's not a disadvantage being in our heads, not at all. But we have to do the right thing with our heads for the right reason. Same with our minds, so same with our bodies. And also our minds have to be powerful enough to withstand the pressures of life, because we need our head to mostly survive the human-built world. Some people call it the matrix, but you know, there's a human-built world and then there's a matrix within it. It's like it's a smaller piece. And then there's a natural world that a human world is in, that the matrix is in. That's what we need our minds for. So don't be afraid to be in your head. At some point, when you've been in your head long enough and when you've resolved all of the things that are bothering you, there's going to be nothing else but to get in your body and to enjoy company of other people. But if you waste this precious period of being able to be in your head without having a depression, without just kind of being, bitter or angry at the world and blaming other people, if you waste this precious period, you won't be able to get into your body ever. You're going to be this miserable old man or woman that everybody dislikes and people don't even want to look at. It's very important. It's not a joke. It's not, we're not talking about self-development. This is real life. I want you to take it seriously. Not everybody is designed to be in their body all of the time or most of the time. Some of the people are better at other things. For example, you and me, we are better off being in our heads until we achieve our goal, and it could take a long period of time. Set a goal, pursue it. You will know when you have achieved it, when you have attained it, when you reached the checkpoint or the finish mark. You'll know it, and nobody can tell you. You'll feel it. You would want to be in your body because everything that you have around you is fantastic, and you're enjoying it, and you're feeling good, and you're feeling accomplished. You feel like an Olympic Games champion. Don't follow the traditional advice. There's a reason why it's traditional, because it doesn't work for everybody. Study yourself, have a goal, pursue it, take steps regularly. Take it easy sometimes, an hour or two by the end of the day. A day, 1 day off in a week, maybe a few days off in a month. Just, sometimes take it easy. But most of the time, just work to get yourself to that purpose. And your life will transform. It may take you a year, it may take 5 years. Maybe it will take 10, 20, or 30 years. But it will transform. It will always will. If you don't hesitate, if you don't stop, if you don't give up. Don't try to get in your body as like a cheat code, just like that. In order to get into your body, you have to earn it, and then getting into your body is going to be a natural reward. It's been Edward. I'm going to see you in the next video. Goodbye.